we're treading carefully, right? I think there's something about, candidly, like emotional health and like mental health here, where for a lot of creators, this is a passion and it's fun and they're also doing a business. And so we want to make sure that we keep it lighthearted versus like, you have to make this into a massive business. And so we're trying to balance like the fun and the metrics and like following your passion with also some of the business metrics around it.
Sima Gandhi is a world-renowned co-founder and CEO of Creative Juice, a creator economy firm that aims to make an impact by providing the support, financing, and financial tools needed to succeed in being a creator. Her company is backed with incredible investors, the likes of MrBeast, Graham Stephan, Justin Khan, Shelby Church, and more. In this short interview, she reveals what the future of the creator economy looks like and how built communities and creator-first corporate mentalities will be the center of this change, and how she, alongside her renowned team, will help empower creators to take control of their lives and careers in this incredible and rapidly growing industry. How did you come into Creative Juice? Where did that start?
I can tell you a little bit about my story, and then I'd love to hear how you heard about us, because you totally just found us and you like really got the vision, which was super cool. So I spent 20 years in financial services, like working at the US government, working at American Express as a lawyer, and then most recently at a fintech company called Plaid. And through it all, what really excites me is bringing better financial services to people that don't have great access. And for the most part, that's been, underbanked or under-teched. And when I started hearing about the creator economy and creators, it's like, wow, like these people are so special and they're able to make a living, like doing what they're passionate about and kind of, outside of the norms of what you should be doing, like what a career should look like. And that's so cool. There's something really amazing about that. But then when I realized is that the tools that creators have, just traditional financial services doesn't work here, because it's not like you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? Or, that your business looks like others. Like you have different types of metrics that tell you about your audience and lead gen that are social media. And taking a step back and thinking about your business, as social media, as well as like, what that means in terms of your cash flow all the way through. I felt like we could do a better job of creating like a more modern banking service for creators, where you can come in, even if you're a sole prop, you can set up a bank account. There's no monthly minimums. It's free. You get discounts at partners when you spend. You get tools to help you manage your cash flow, like get your boosts, which means basically get your AdSense early. You don't have to wait 30 days, and invoicing tools and all of the things that I think cause a lot of friction for creators. We want to be able to just, be your banking and business hub and make it easier for people to create, because it's such an awesome thing. And I believe that the future of businesses is creators. And I want to be able to be a part of that.
So there have been plenty of businesses in the past, like MCMs, multi-channel networks, that have got a bad rap. Are those sort of different diversifications in terms of the money back quicker and different tools and discounts? Is that how you're trying to differentiate from those previous businesses of the past?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'd say MCMs were like a management agency. And, I think if you talk to anyone about it, including my co-founder who helped create some, I think he'd say that like they didn't always add a lot of value for creators. And I think, what he and I see is an opportunity to actually add value for creators and to do it in a way that helps them manage their money. Like MCNs, a lot of managers, I think some of them are amazing and really help creators grow, but some of them also just control the money and the money goes to them. And then as a creator, you get the cut and you have no idea if that was right or not. And I think there's a lot of kind of, the creators can't be bothered. But, I think that there's something really cool about, you as a creator should have the visibility into all your money. You as a creator should be able to control when you want to pull in a boost or not. You should know when a brand is going to pay you. And the manager and whoever's collaborating with you should be doing that on your system, right? And that's a very different model than an MCN. Like we're not taking a cut just for you to be part of us, right? Like it's all free. We make money when you use our services, but you don't have to, right? We're still adding a lot of value just by giving you tech tools.
So what is the business model then? How do you guys indeed bring in revenue? Is it a cut of the channel's revenue, or is it, as you said, banking services?
It's banking. So basically when you want us to boost your money, like pull down your AdSense, early, we take a small fee on that. Similar with brand deals. Sometimes you wait 90 days for a brand deal. We'll pull down a small cut of that. Other things we are investing in creators. So when we take investments into creators and help grow, then we get to participate in some of the returns there. And that's how we make money. But for basic business banking, just separating your cash flow for your personal side from your business side, like everything there is free. And we believe that's the right thing to do. Like invoicing, it's free. Yeah.
So you don't want to be necessarily giving people funds, then cutting it out from under them before, for your sake, you can even see your returns and before they can achieve what they want to achieve.
There's like a minimum payment schedule and minimum return, but the goal is that we're in it with them, and we're going to invest and we're going to put some skin in it too, and let's see where it goes.
So what sort of indicators do you see with certain channels and creators that you're like, okay, this is a channel worth investing in, will actually benefit from money? So there's plenty of channels where putting more money in won't actually do anything. Maybe they can hire out an editor, but really it doesn't scale like MrBeast does, just throwing more money in.
Yeah, great question. So generally we ask folks to fill out an application, which is on our site. But some of the things that we look for, and this is all on our site and the FAQs as well, is how long have you been doing it? How well have you been monetizing? We like to see some traction. And we want to understand how you're thinking about your business. Like, what do you want to use the money for? Right. Like ideally you have a plan and you have certain metrics that you're trying to hit, and we like to see that disciplined thinking there. And we'll also look at some of your indicators on your media. And we also have data models that help us get pretty good at predicting how different channels are going to do. So we take, a lot of that and try to run as much data as we can through it, while also taking some of the creators' input as well.
Because in uni this year, we are this term, we're doing evaluating organizations and how much is their market cap and using ratios and things. So how do you do that for a channel? Like, it's not as easy as it may, or it's difficult enough with a normal organization, let alone an arbitrary sort of identity, personal brand.
Great question. And this is where I think we will continue to add a lot of value to creators, because the reality is, like, you as a creator have assets. You have, cash streams, your AdSense revenue that are like direct deposit. It's like a fixed income security. Let's get a little financy, and we can actually build models that do a pretty good job of predicting what that growth looks like over time. And as different platforms get more hardened, right? Like, we want to be able to do more of that across different platforms. So that is exactly what we're doing. We're creating like the equivalent of a market cap, and we're going to be doing things like, showing you a business score, so you have a sense of just how you're performing. But we're treading carefully, right? I think there's something about, candidly, like emotional health and like mental health here, where for a lot of creators, this is a passion and it's fun, and they're also doing a business. And so we want to make sure that we keep it lighthearted versus like, you have to make this into a massive business. And so we're trying to balance like the fun and the metrics and like following your passion with also some of the business metrics around it.
I think that long-term would probably help you guys a lot, because as you said, with Creator Burnout, you don't want them just to tire out within a year and then they stop and get bored. You want to keep it going as long as possible. And I think even with algorithm changes recently, you have people like Mark Rober where they upload once a month, and yet they're still some of the most successful people on the platform. You don't need the daily upload like Casey Neistat that you used to.
Yeah, I think that's right. And like Victoria Paris talked about this. And I thought it was a really interesting idea, where she was like, you can take 6 months off in a year. And I think that's cool, right? It's almost like a TV show. Then you're on and then you're off. And people are really excited for when you come back. And I think that, we will see different models like that over time.
I think KSI has done an interesting model with that, where technically he does take a lot of time off to do his music, to do his other things. But he has something small running that's really no effort to him. He just reads his Reddit, chucks it off to an editor, gets it uploaded. So it can keep him in people's attention, and while he's really focusing on something else. So when are you guys hoping to expand beyond the US? Because to my knowledge at the moment, it's just US-based funds.
So we will be giving investments to folks internationally. You can apply. If you're international, we generally prefer that you have an LLC, so you can still bank with us. All you need is an LLC to be able to bank with us. But even if you're an international creator, and we see a lot of international creators, you can still sign in, connect your different platforms, start using some of our metrics and our tooling, and start seeing all of your different platforms in one place. I think there's a lot of you have to toggle between your TikTok and your YouTube and your Instagram. And so here's the one place where you can come to and see your high level metrics and different kind of trends over time. And we hope that some of that tooling, anyone can use globally. And on the financial services part of it, some of it, unfortunately, is limited to folks with US bank accounts. And if you're an international creator and you have a US LLC or a corporation, use us, please, right? But we'll need more time to reach the individual sole props around the world.
Do you see yourself partnering up with organizations like Jelly Smack, where it really helps creators distribute? So you do the banking side, then you're like, hey, we have a partner who helps you distribute on platforms you may be ignoring because you don't have time.
I think there's a lot of opportunity to work with players in the space. It's kind of wild. I think we're one of the only creator first platforms out there, right? There's management agencies, there's Jelly Snack, which is helping creators, but they've got a business that they're running. Whereas what we're really trying to do is, give creators empowerment tools over their business and their financial services. And I think that's really unique. So we want to be Switzerland. We want to, partner with everyone to be able to create tools that help creators and reach the most creators.
So in your day-to-day, what does that look like for you? How much is just management of the business? How much is reaching out to other creators, maybe trying to get investment or trying to put investment into other creators? What does that look for you like an average day?
I am so lucky to work with amazing people. So we have a fellow on the team, Dustin Blank, who spends a lot of time with creators. It's his full-time job. It's just spending time with creators, investing in creators, helping them. And so he is amazing. And we have amazing product people and engineers, because at the end of the day, we are a product and tech company. And so a lot of my day is spent, I think of myself as enabling them and then trying to, focus on where I want the business to be 3 months, 6 months out, and kind of clearing, roadblocks and stuff like that. But I will tell you, one of my favorite parts of the day is talking to creators. Like I love talking to you. I got off the phone earlier from a creator who reached out to me on LinkedIn. He's amazing. Recent college grad as well, and doing really amazing things. He's starting a creator economy newsletter. And that's amazing. Right. And I think that it's like the next generation of creators coming to the world. And I think that is just so inspiring.
So much like me and the other creator reaching out to you, how did you reach out to the first investors like Jimmy, like Graham, like Justin Khan, and get their attention? What was the value prop there?
So my co-founder, Ezra Cooperstein, he's at Night Media, which is an amazing talent agency here. Yeah. And so I wouldn't have done this without him, right? Like Ezra and the entire Night team are kind of really partners in this, helping us create a really amazing product that, they'd be proud to put their creators on, and kind of helping us create a more creator first model where creators are in control of their finances. And, I felt like it was really important to do this in a genuine way with authenticity and with input from a lot of these creators. So he helped us connect with some of the big creators, and I focus more on financial services.
So where do you see the creator economy going in the next couple of years? Because we're talking about the importance of just individual people. Will that overtake things like Netflix, or will it still play a part in a bit 50-50 there?
I think that we're just going to continue to see a blurring of lines between what is linear television, what is streaming, what is creator content. Liza Koshy has an amazing YouTube original show, right? That's on YouTube, but it's kind of produced, it's scripted. So what's the difference? And, we have an amazing creator that we work with who does live action anime, Reanime. And, if you look at his stuff on YouTube, it looks production quality. And, I have no doubt that he'll create a feature-length film one day and it'll kind of premiere on YouTube. So I think it's just going to continue to diversify, and people are going to have more and more choices over the type of community that they engage in. And that's probably the part that's going to change a lot, is that content and community will blend more. And that's going to be really cool and enable all types of new distribution and commerce as well.
I definitely agree there in terms of that community, how that is probably the next wave, because it's much more you're much more easily able to monetize or build a strong, dedicated following if you have that community that can self-perpetuate.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yes, the only things have done where they don't even have to be involved, yet people are kind of doing it themselves.
Yeah. And I think it's really good for long tail creators, because it's not about just having, tens of millions of subs. Like you can actually build a sustainable living with 1,000 fans who pay you $50 to $100 a year. That's actually a really great living. So I think there's something to be said about that tight community that's just really engaged with you.
If a new creator is coming up, should they focus on purely trying to build a really strong community, or should they also do things which really reach out and just try and get as many tentacles out there as well, or a bit of both?
Probably a balance, right? But I think there's something to be said about having a really tight community and then being able to talk about it that way, and understanding how to, add value to them and understanding exactly what they want.
So how actively involved are the investors with each of the channels that their money goes into? Are they constantly coaching, being like, here's some improvements that you could have made? Or are they more sit back, hey, here's some money, and then you do the rest?
So we are the investors. So we invest
Mm.
in the channels. At the end of the day, we want creators to come to us because they feel like they can manage their channels and have a plan and need capital to help them grow. But at the end of the day, we care about them and want to help them. So we would say, don't take money from us because we're going to be a panacea. We're not a talent management agency. We're not, producers. We're money people. We want to give you access to capital. We know that when you walk into a bank, they're probably like, what, YouTuber? What? You want a loan? I don't think so. And we want to solve that. And so come to us because you want capital, because you have an awesome business plan and you have a dream and we want to help you realize it. And, at the same time, though, where we can't help, we really want to. And we're thinking about ways in which we can, help create more community around that helps facilitate that. But we also have an amazing Discord where people are really supportive of each other and, really focus on the business side of things. So I think there's a lot more we can do there.
Do you think there'll ever be a sort of, because a lot of it's behind the scenes, will there ever be a Shark Tank version of the the creator economy where people come with the channels being like, here's what I'm doing, here's where I think it's going, are you willing to invest?
We've talked about it. I won't say anything more about that one. I think cool. I mean, at the same time, we also feel like strong responsibility to creators and to people who invest in creators, right? Like we want to be more than just hype investing. I think creators are more than just hype; they're real businesses, and we want to make sure that they're getting the credit for that.
Because I remember listening to a podcast with Yes Theory when they were talking about how they were invested into when they only had 8,000 subscribers, and the fact that they had such a value, an obvious value prop, and had such a strong community meant that they didn't need millions and millions of followers already. Are they the sort of people that you're looking to invest into?
We'll invest in any amazing creators that are good people, have high potential, can articulate strong business plans. But that would definitely be a profile of a creator that we'd be excited about. How did you hear about us, Parker?
I'm trying to remember the first time I heard about it. I think maybe I'm always paying attention to the creator economy stuff in general, and maybe at some point it came up that because I knew MrBeast was always talking about having something to invest in creators, and then maybe Creative Juice came up as a result, and I thought it was really interesting because you were talking about sort of creator first proposition. And Colin Samir released an interesting interview yesterday with the CEO of Patreon, and very much the importance of having that creator first mentality. And I thought, well, this is an interesting take. It's coming from a different angle. Maybe I should look into it a bit more and see what's actually happening here.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I saw your video and you were like, whoa, that's awesome. How did you hear about us? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Because it's really good when you see brands more personalize themselves. And that's what you start to see now, the creator economy is, I mean, you have the haunting Duolingo owl on TikTok and a bunch of other brands that interact with people as if they're a person, not something really official like it was maybe a couple of decades ago. It's like, oh, don't send out that like good morning tweet. That may be good or bad PR. Rather actually really engaging on a humanized level.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree.
So a lot of the time at the moment when people get into film, they look at it as a very formal profession in the sort of feature film industry. Will there start to be more schools pop up that really focus on online content?
Oh yeah, I mean it's already happening, right? Look at Daryl Eves, look at Eric, Creator Now. I think there are so many different schools that are popping up, and it's going to be a whole new set of jobs, right? Like people who are focused on video editors or script writing. I think it's a whole industry for sure. And again, we're in just such early days of how all of this unfolds.
Is Creative Juice like it's up and running, but is it officially launched yet? Is it still kind of in the experimentation stage? Or are you still waiting a couple of years and then have like an official loud announcement of like, we're here, come and see what we're doing?
We're here, come check it out. You can sign up. You can sign up, Parker. You can create an account, hook up your YouTube channel, start kind of seeing how you're doing, right? We're live for GA. What I'd say is like, we're still beta, right? Like there's still a lot that we're doing. And I feel very grateful to the creators that are on the platform, giving us feedback, helping us kind of fine tune. But we're live, we're usable. Like you can start organizing your business on us today. So yeah, just go to getjuice.com and you'll see it.